Today on Cooking with Ash, for our student special, we've got special guest Christy in from Quintessential Kiwi Classics. Today guys, we're going to be doing some fantastic cheap eats. We're going to be making corn and kumara fritters.
G'day, I'm Bazza, and today we're going to be assembling a desk for your office and for your room. You won't need your hammer, you won't need your toolkit, just 20 minutes and an Allen key.
Today on Styling with Kylie, we're going to be recovering those curbside pickups with some great new fabric.
I'm Dr. Carrie, and today I'm going to teach you how to hide your pets for those pesky rental inspections.
Life keeps getting superior every day.
Welcome to Cooking with Ash. Today we've got special guest Christy here, who's in Melbourne promoting her new cookbook, Quintessential Kiwi Classics.
Hi Ash, thanks very much for having me guys. So today, for our student special, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making some corn and kumara fritters.
So what is kumara?
So kumara is basically sweet potato. We call it kumara in New Zealand because it's the Māori word for it, but here in Australia you'll just know it as your classic sweet potato. So what we'll need is you'll need your kumara, obviously. We've got one here. You're also going to need some corn. You can either use canned corn kernels or you can use cream corn. The other option is we do have your fresh ears of corn. These are on special at the moment for 90 cents each, so it just really depends on your budget.
What would you serve the corn and kumara fritters with?
Today we're actually going to make a really basic salsa. Alright guys, so we're going to make a start on our corn and kumara fritters. First things first, any jewellery you've got, take it off. This is my favourite little trick. I always have this glass just sitting next to the sink so I can remove any jewellery before I go and wash my hands. Okay, Ash, so if you can combine our ingredients, please.
Yeah,
this is the half a can of the creamed corn.
Perfect, so I'll add that in now.
And then I'd just like you to add the half a can of the corn kernels. Just while I'm grating the kumara, could you also crack 2 eggs into the bowl and just whisk them together for me?
Certainly.
Great, thank you.
So Christy, I noticed that you didn't peel your kumaras.
We don't peel the sweet potato for 2 reasons. 1, to cut down on food wastage, and 2, the skin of the sweet potato is really rich in fibre and potassium. So by peeling it, you're actually removing these essential nutrients. Give them a quick wash before you use them. Pop everything in there. Now we're just going to combine these together, and we're also just going to pop in those beautifully whisked eggs that you did for me, Ash. So we just combine all of our wet ingredients. Simple as that. Try and use a spatula to get out all the little last bits and pieces. It also saves some cleanup, which is always nice. So we're just going to combine these together, and I'm just going to add my 1/3 a cup of milk into here as well. Okay? So
Any type of milk?
any type of milk is absolutely fine, and it also works if you are dairy-free or lactose intolerant. You can always substitute regular milk for a plant-based milk option as well.
Any flour, for example?
Absolutely. So if you have any gluten intolerances or anything like that, you can always use gluten-free flour. Rice flour would also work quite well. Just be careful with some of the brands because some of them you may need to add a little bit extra depending on the consistency. If you can just grab that sieve and sift in. So we're going to use half a cup of the flour for that and just sift it straight in, and I'll grab the salt and pepper while you're doing that. So just salt and pepper to taste, just as you're normally cooking. And if you can stir that through for me, that'd be lovely. So I'm just going to add some chilli into this one as well, just for that little bit of extra flavour and a little bit of kick. If you could just combine those for me, Ash, that'd be fantastic. And I will just get rid of these, and then very shortly we'll start cooking. So we're just going to heat up the pan. Now I'm using a really large pan today because I'm going to try and get at least 4 fritters in, cooking at once. That just speeds up the cooking time, especially if you're doing a big batch.
Yep.
I'm just popping it onto a medium heat. Okay, and to grease the pan, I just like a simple canola oil spray.
Easy. Yeah.
Really easy. So just lift the pan up away from the flame and just a quick spray. Thanks, Ash.
Okay.
I'll just move that to the back just for safety purposes, especially if you've got little ones around. So with your spoon, you literally, it's just going to be about a spoonful, serving spoonful on there. You can use a dessert spoon. I use a couple of dessert spoons per fritter, depending on the size of the fritter that you want.
So you can see the fritters are coming up here nicely. Now I'm just going to check my heat there. I'm just going to pop it down just a little bit.
So how long around about should you have the cooking on each side for, did you say?
It's very similar to the way that you make pancakes. So as you see, it'll come through, the edges will start cooking. You'll see the bubbles coming through just like pancakes. And once they're firm enough to move around a little bit, especially on such a large pan, if you move them around, I'm going to pop another one there. And then what we're going to do is the first one that I put down should be ready to flip once I've got the fourth one in the pan here. And then with the last three, we're just going to pop on the paper, drain off any of that excess oil. That's all. All right, so now we've got our fritters done. What we're going to do is we're just going to work on that basic chunky salsa that I was telling you about.
Yeah, so the pico de gallo?
The pico de gallo, exactly. So I've got some vine ripened tomatoes. I'm going to finely dice these. I've got some of the snow peas. If you can just start top and tailing some of those for me, that'd be really handy. And I'm going to use those shallots that I spoke about earlier. So we're just going to finely slice these as well. Can you pick some parsley for me? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll the lime out.
What's all rolling it out to?
Well, it basically just squishes all that juice. Okay. So if we break it down, you just get a little bit more juice out of your lime, which is what we want. Remember to keep my knife off the board. Got to remember that from Mr. Ford, my food studies teacher in uni.
Yes.
So I'm just going to do half a lime squeezed in there. Yeah. I'm just going to use just a little bit of zest as well. So over here we've got the Outback Spirit range, which is a range that I really, really love. It uses some of the indigenous ingredients that we have here in Australia. Oh, sorry about my parsley fingers. And also the Red Kelly's sweet chilli and lime. Now you'd know Red Kelly, that's a Tasmanian one.
I'm from Tasmania, this is from my home state.
And then I've got some of my mother-in-law's homemade tomato sauce as well.
So homemade.
Just what we've got in the fridge. Now we're just going to toss this through, just gently.
Yeah.
And if you can pass me that olive oil there, please, Ash.
Here we go. So how much olive oil should we put in?
Just a drizzle. So I would say it's about the equivalent to a teaspoon.
Just a small amount, you don't want it greasy.
That's right, but you do want that flavour coming through as well. All right, Ash, so now we're just going to plate up our fritters that we've already made. I'm just going to do 3 medium-sized ones here, which is like a portion, as I said. I'm just going to layer them nicely. Now, as you can see, I've got some larger ones that I've done here as well. So obviously, if you're going to make a larger fritter, you're going to be looking at 2 per serve as opposed to the 3. And then we'll take some of our beautiful salsa we've got just to the side there.
It's looking delicious.
And I've just got a fresh sprig of parsley. And I'm going to pop on there as well. Any of the sauces that you want there, you can choose from.
We might have the red Kelly's again, just because it does incorporate the sweet chilli and lime, which we have in our pico de gallo.
Fabulous. So there you have it, your corn and kumara fritters with your chunky salsa. Now I have got you a special gift today. A box of goon to tie in with your student special. So I've already poured us a couple of glasses, so I'll just leave it over the side here. Hopefully we'll get that back in the fridge. It's probably best cold. Yeah. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Bon appetit. And thank you again for having me.
Thank you very much. It's been great. Let's dig in.
Tears.